Excuse my voice, I've been dying. At least now my outsides match my insides.
Oh my god.
So hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. You should always do as I say and not as I do. So pretty frequently I get asked on Instagram and Twitter what you should do in Portland, where you should eat, where you should stay, and honestly I am trash at acknowledging either one of those platforms. So I figured instead I would just make a whole video on it and then I can unintentionally ignore you in peace. So I'm gonna break everything down into sections. I'm obviously not gonna hit every single thing, so don't be obnoxious, but I will try and list everything that I talk about in the description bar. So if something sounds interesting, you can go and Google and use your own brain. Starting with areas. Portland is actually very intelligently laid out. I will give them that. But like with any city, people, if you're talking to them or just hearing about things or looking things up, people are gonna refer to areas, and if you don't live here, why would you know what those are? So Portland is broken up pretty much into 4 quadrants. East side of Portland definitely feels more like stereotypical old Portland, whereas the west side is a lot more like commercial and like standard city. Note though that Portland is like a half city. Now, I say this as someone who grew up near Chicago, and my experiences with city are like that in New York and Toronto and stuff, so I'm a little biased. But it is nice here because you can definitely rent a car if you need, and driving is not gonna be that painful. There are a lot of one-ways, but it's not like renting a car in Chicago where you just constantly wanna die. Note though, public transportation here is wonderful. You have all kinds of options. You have a thing called a MAX, which is basically like the train that goes through the city. You also have a streetcar, which is just like a weird mini train that drives on the road and is very confusing if you've never seen before and you're like, do I get out of your way? Who are you? What are you? And obviously buses. All 3 of these things though are under TriMet. So if you get one ticket for any of these things, they do apply to all of them. I was supposed to be talking about areas. So like I said, Portland is broken up into quadrants. So starting with Northeast, because this is my favorite area personally, this to me feels more like home, if that makes sense. None of you know where I'm from. But the 2 main streets you're probably gonna wanna go to if you're a tourist visiting are Mississippi and Alberta. Both of these you could easily just show up at one end of and then walk down. There's lots of really cute shops, local stuff, and plenty to do if you just want to walk and like leisure. Southeast, I would say this is the most like Portland feeling area. This is also probably where you're gonna wanna go if you want to like do real things. Majority of like nightlife and like good shopping. Definitely if you wanna thrift, you want to go to Southeast. If you just go to Hawthorne, you're gonna find a lot of really good thrift stores there. Again, just give it a Google. There's like 100. If you're looking in maps, you can just put in House of Vintage and then just wander from there. And then you have Southwest, which technically downtown falls under that category, I suppose. And here is where you'll find a lot of like really traditional retail. And then you have Northwest, which I would just, to explain in one word, is snooty. But note that Portland's snooty is still not very snooty. Here though, it gets a little bit tricky because you have an area called the Pearl. This is where you're gonna find the world's largest anthropology. There's a West Elm, a Madewell. A lot of those types of stores are right down there, along with plenty of other local shops, and there's lots of really great parks here. And it's definitely very cute and walkable, but you also, right next to that, have Old Town. Old Town. I think it's gonna be more of an up and coming area. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but here is where, like, if you're looking for streetwear, which Portland has a lot of, Old Town is where you're gonna find that community and those types of stores. You also could visit Unspoken, which is my boyfriend Ira's store, if you would like to say hi to him and buy some weird shirts. Also could stop by Deadstock Coffee, visit my friend Ian, who probably doesn't really know what my name is. They make this thing, which I always insist everybody tries because it's a combination of iced tea, iced coffee, and lemonade, and it sounds weird, but it's addictively delicious. And yeah, that's Old Town. You are, just putting it out there, this is Portland. You're gonna see a lot of homeless people. But I think just as a general PSA, for the most part, you just have to remember that these are human beings and they're minding their own business, and just like don't be an asshole and you're gonna be just fine. Also down here, you do technically have the original Voodoo Donuts if that's something that you're interested in visiting, but if you do just wanna grab Voodoo Donuts and not wait in a line, one on the east side on Sandy is a lot easier to access. Finally, all of this, Old Town and the Pearl, are within Northwest technically when you're looking at quadrants, but those are specific areas. Then you also actually have Northwest as a specific area. It's again a cute area. You can definitely just walk up and down. I would go up 21st and 23rd is where most of like the things to do are. But that is basically the gist for areas. So on to food. So telling a general audience, you know, like I don't know who you are, where they should eat without knowing your diet or what you're into is hard. So I'm gonna give you some options that I find that no matter what your diet is, whether you're a vegan, a vegetarian, you're only into meat, these are all places except for one anyone could go to and you're gonna find something that is delicious. But just keep in mind that Portland is like a food place. But if you are looking for just cheap, delicious, like on a budget food, Superdeluxe. This is delicious. This burgers, fries, and like a chicken sandwich. Again, all these options have vegetarian, vegan options. It is delicious, it is fast, it is cheap, it is efficient, and Ira and I probably eat there like once a week, which is why I cannot lose this tiny amount of fat that is on me. Nongs is also delicious. This is again simple. It's like chicken and rice or vegetables and rice, tofu and rice basically for the most part. It's simple but lovely. Robotaco, if you want some Mexican, okay. I mean, it's not like the best Mexican food I've ever had in the entire world, but for Portland, this is usually where I go for it. If you're just looking for like a giant plate of like affordable nachos, burritos the size of your head, and also Koi Fusion. Now, this is not for everybody because it is a mix of Korean food and Mexican food, so they make like kimchi burritos, but I love it. For your medium priced option, Hat Yai is really good. I have heard from multiple people that this is where you can find the best chicken in all of Portland. Porque No is also delicious. This is like healthy Mexican food, but it still tastes wonderful. And lastly, Boke Bowl. I will down their veggie rice bowl at like any point. Bring it over, kids. If you're looking for more expensive food, Olympics Provisions, this is the one that is not necessarily friendly for like me, but is delicious. And I've had like their catering before and just ate everything except for the meat, and like cheese was lovely, olives were wonderful, pickled vegetables delicious. But if you are into meat, I would definitely recommend stopping by there. And also Nostrana, if you just want to go to town on some Italian. If you're going with a group of people that everybody might not necessarily want to eat the same thing, or you just want to try a lot of different things, remember that Portland has a lot of really good food cart pods where there's tons of different options all in one place. And you can also just find like one-offs pretty much all over, again in Alberta, downtown. Or also, I really like Pine Street Market. This is a bunch of smaller versions of a lot of local restaurants all in one area. So if you want to get like a piece of pizza from somewhere and a bowl from somewhere else, and then like have some salt and straw afterwards, you can do all of this without having to walk more than like 10 feet, and you can all just, it's just like open communal seating. And finally, if you have a group of people, or even if it's just you and like you're just into this kind of stuff, hit up New Seasons. New Seasons is a grocery store that I'm obsessed with. If you're just into like fancy grocery stores, just take a meal, go there, buy some stuff out of their pre-made section, take it back to your Airbnb and enjoy. Their bean and cheddar like patty cakes, oh my god, I could live off of those. Also, if you're just looking for like fancy wine to have at home, I would just head over there. But moving on to outdoorsy crap. Most of the time when people are coming to Portland, they're coming here for one of two things: nature and drugs. If you're here for nature stuff, Portland and the areas around Portland are full of it. Close to Portland, you have Mirror Lake. I have yet to personally do this one, but my sister has informed me, and she's a hiker, that it is about 2 miles in and 2 miles out with like a half-a-mile walk around the lake, and it's beautiful. If you're into camping, there are really pretty campsites available like around the lake as well. And note that the facilities are at the trailhead only, so if you gotta pee and you're not cool with nature, do it there. And finally, elevation on Mirror Lake is pretty gradual. So if you're not into elevation at all and you don't want to go anywhere, Trillium Lake Loop is also an option, and it is kid friendly, but you'll still get lots of beautiful lake views. If you're here because you wanted to see waterfalls, we also have plenty of options for that. The Gorge is probably the most popular one, but because of the fire that happened last year, a lot of the trails are closed, and I'm just letting you know right now, you are going to be waiting in line with a lot of different people to take a selfie of you at a waterfall. But obviously it's beautiful there if you want to do that and you're just looking for like kind of an in and out, you're literally just here for a fake selfie, that's fair. I would head there, but if you want like real experiences outside, Silver Falls State Park will show you 10 different waterfalls in under 8 miles. And finally, we also have the ocean. Wow. I would just go to Cannon Beach. It's beautiful there. If you're looking for a stop along the way, Saddle Mountain is moderately difficult. It is a 5-mile round trip, but does have a nearly 2,000 feet elevation gain, just to warn you. If you want to stay in town, Forest Park is a great option. Or if you have a child or are basically a tall child, Mount Tabor is a really easy but still pretty pretty beautiful walk. But other than nature, Portland does have a few other things, although the nightlife, in my opinion, is pretty lacking. For one, you have the Portland Film Festival, which also brings us to today's sponsor. Thank you so much to Comcast. So along with this video, Comcast is a sponsor of the Portland Film Festival. This is their 3rd year. You're gonna have over 100 different independent films to watch, and also more than half of them are directed by ladies. This year, thank you to Comcast, I was actually able to go. The film track's focused on Indigenous voices, and it's a really fun thing to do if you are trying to plan your trip around a certain event. If you're not here during that time though, obviously there's plenty of other options. There's a million different breweries around here, so don't worry, you're gonna have plenty of options. A couple ones of my favorites are Loyal Legion, Giagantic Level Beer. It is a hike. It's like the outskirts of Portland, but I think it's really cool. It's all video game themed and also delicious. Another thing that I like to do in Portland is there's plenty of arcades. There is a Nickel Arcade in Southeast and Ground Control in Old Town, which is also a place. It's like an adult arcade, so you can go in there. There's lots of like old school games, but you can drink, and a lot of the time they do different like comedy specials there too. Speaking of, Portland has a gigantic like comedy scene, so if you're into that, there's plenty of different shows ranging from all different kinds and also price ranges. The zoo is actually pretty cool if you're into that. If you're here in the winter at Christmas time, they always do zoo lights, which I try to go to every year because it's cute. There's also the night market, which is cool. It's just an open air market at night. And Crafty Wonderland are just cool things that you can go to if you happen to be here during one of those times. If you're looking for more like local artisanal goods. If you're looking for like a club, I would probably just send you to Holocene. It used to be like the club back in the day when I didn't live here, and now I would still say it's probably where most people are going, at least at this point of time. And they do cool stuff, like they'll do like Beyonce versus Rihanna nights and stuff. So they do lots of themed nights if you wanted to check that out. Century is another one that I like, but it's a cool atmosphere. They have good drinks and food, but just to warn you, it also turns into a club like immediately on Friday and Saturday night. Any other night you go there, it's not gonna be a problem, but if you're not down to club, like that's what it's gonna turn into, just to warn you. And also if you just happen to be here at this certain time, first and last Thursdays are an option. First Thursdays happen in the Pearl, last Thursdays happen in Northeast on Alberta. But both of these are again just like open air. You're probably gonna want to Google where things are at, but different venues will open up to do free art shows. There's typically free alcohol. It happens in the summer and it's nice because you can just like wander around, look at free art, have some free booze. Bring cash to tip your bartenders though, and maybe you'll pick something up. Next, if you are looking to get gifts to take back, I would go to Powell's. Powell's is a gigantic bookstore. It's definitely worth going to if you're into books. So it's cool just to go to, but they also have a really great gift section if you're just looking to pick something up to come back. New seasons again, check out their gift area. They've got a lot. Tender Loving Empire is also good. There's so many like local stores around here. I think you're gonna be fine. But if you don't have time, honestly, the airport has a Tender Loving Empire, and at the airport, they are legally obligated to sell you things at street prices, so you're not gonna get gypped. And that applies to food too, and a lot of like local restaurants around here do have versions in the Portland airport. So my point is, if you feel a little bit nervous and want to get to the airport early, Portland has a very nice one. Get a snack there, get some gifts. You're gonna be okay, sweetie. But next, for Instagrammable places. This list could be endless. Personally, I would visit Pips. A, because yes, it is technically Instagrammable, but B, it's delicious. They make teeny tiny delicious donuts and it's wonderful. Good coffee, Coava, I mean pretty much any coffee spot, but those two especially. Cathedral Park is good. There are literally murals everywhere if you want. There's like tons of sites on Portland murals. There's like whole tours if you're into it. There's a Paul Bunyan statue. And yeah, I guess like kind of pretty much anywhere you're gonna be okay. Now I saved this for last because if this makes you physically uncomfortable, just exit the video now. Give it a like, subscribe to me, do all the things, but it's okay. You could leave at any time, thank you. But like I said, I know the majority of you are coming here for drugs. Don't lie to me, I'm a cool mom, okay? So how dispensaries work, if you've never been in one, they're just like a store. It's literally, you just walk in, it's a store. 99.9% of them, you are going to need cash, so make sure that you bring that. Otherwise there are obviously ATMs there, but you're gonna be charged a fee and nobody wants that. When you walk in, you're gonna have to show them your ID, so make sure you also have that to prove that you are of age. Once you've shown that to them, they will either send you into the back with a room, or if there's already too many people back there, they'll probably just have you sit in a waiting area. Once you're back there, if you have questions, ask. That is what the employees are for. If you react weird to something, tell them that. If you want a specific kind of edible because you don't want to make your Airbnb smell weird, be conscious, okay, people? Tell them that. But yeah, other than that, it's just like a the store. You just tell them what you want. They will get it all for you. They will tell you the price. You will give them cash. They will give it back to you. You can tip if you feel inclined to. And you're good, kids. That's it. That's how you get drugs here. From your cool mom. You're welcome. So yeah, literally, if you're looking for one, just Google dispensary. They're literally everywhere. If you're looking for a cute dispensary, Serra is definitely, again, this is the more Instagrammable one. It's all white. There's lots of plants and like wood tones. Or Electric Lettuce. It's cute in like a I'm a 70s groovy dad kind of way. If you have any questions or you have any advice, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you so much again to Comcast for sending me to the Portland Film Festival and for also sponsoring this video and forcing me to bring this to you because I was gonna put this off. You're welcome. But yeah, I think that's everything. Go, don't do drugs, travel some more. That'll be good. And have a nice day. Bye, thank you for watching.
Consider this an invitation to my gangster